Hello dear students, I wish you all very good morning, good afternoon and good evening also. So today we are going to discuss a unit of grammar for grade 7 CBSE, that is transitive and intransitive verb. Dear students, you know what are the verbs? Verbs are action words. Okay. Verbs can show, indicate some action or even some state. That very well you know, dear students. Now, today we are going to classify this verb again in other two two sections, two parts. You can say that again classification of verb is there, that is transitive and intransitive verb. Before going towards this classification, very first we'll just revise something. Very first you should know what is the object, because this classification of verb is totally depending upon the object. Means what is the effect of verb on object. Actually, what is object, that you should know. Already you have learned about object in previous classes. Dear students, you just remember the things, will revise. The object of any sentence is the one affected by the action carried out by the verb. Okay, so what is object? Object is that part of sentence which is affected by the action of the verb. For example, the boy likes the dog. Now this dog is affected by the action word likes. Okay, I cut the mango. So this word mango is affected by the action word cut. Okay, she opens the window. So window is affected by the verb opens. So opens, cut, like, these are the verbs, and because of this verb, some part of sentence as dog, we have seen that the boy likes the dog. The dog is something, is related, this likes is related to dog. Okay, is affecting the dog, this likeness. Another thing is that I cut the mango, suppose, or she cuts the mango. So this verb cut affects the mango. So therefore here the boy, in this sentence, the boy the boy likes the dog is object. She opens the window, window is the object, because action is done on that particular thing, therefore that is object. This subject is doing the action on that particular thing, therefore that is object. Okay, so verbs may or may not require an object to convey the complete meaning of their action. Okay, dear students, we have understood what is the object of sentence. But every time it's not necessary that a verb will require an object to give the sense or to complete the sense of sentence. For example, I threw the rock. See, this throwing has been done on, this action has been done on the rock. Here the rock is object. But suppose you will say that I cried. So you cried, but here this verb cried does not affect any object or anything. So there is no object in this particular sentence. So we'll come to the next part. Dear students, see what are the transitive verbs. A transitive verbs A transitive verb shows an action which passes over from subject to the object. Okay. Transitive verb is a verb which passes an action from subject to object. For example, she has broken the suitcase. Now, has broken is the verb. Okay, or she broke the suitcase. Broke is the action word which transforms, which passes, okay, which passes over from subject to object. Means what subject has done and how it affects the object. So in short, any sentence which has a verb, which has an object, that is that verb is transitive verb. For example, I write a letter. So this verb write is passes this action from subject to object later. Means what? Action is done on the later. Action of writing is done on the later. Means subject is affecting something and it is shown by that verb. Therefore, that verb is transitive verb. In short, the verb which has some object or the sentence, suppose there is a sentence in which object is there, the verb of that sentence is called as transitive verb. I hope you are getting what actually I am trying to convey you, dear students. I shall give few more examples to you. For example, the carpenter prepare a wonderful chair. The carpenter prepare. Okay, the carpenter prepared. Carpenter is the subject. Prepared is the verb. This verb prepared, it shows that the subject carpenter had done some action to the object. What is the object? Chair. So chair is object over here. Means this verb prepared has an object, that is chair. Therefore, this verb is transitive verb. Very simple thing, dear students. If in any sentence there is an object, so verb of that sentence is transitive verb. Okay. For example, again you can say that my teacher teaches a story or a lesson. Now a lesson is the object and teaches is verb and teacher is subject. So something that teaching is done on something, that is object, that is the lesson. Again you can say that uh, I drink the water. I drink water. So here the action of drinking is done on water. So water is object. I hope you are getting the very simple thing is there. A transitive verb is the verb which has a specific object. So further we'll discuss more regarding this. See here, few more examples are given what we have discussed regarding transitive verbs. The thief broke the window. Here the thief broke the window means subject the thief, and this broke is the action, but this action has been done on the window. Window is the object. Means this verb broke has an object, that is the window, and therefore broke is transitive verb. The headmaster summoned the prefects. Summoned means what? Summoned means called. The headmaster called the prefects. So here again prefects, these are the object of the verb summon. This summon verb has the object because this action word is affecting to the some part, that is the prefects. So the prefects, these are the object. The children tramp on the floor beds. children trample on the flower beds. Now this trample is again the transitive verb because it has the object. Actually, this the flower bed is the object of preposition on. One preposition is used over there, but it has object. Therefore, the verb is transitive verb. Dear students, one thing is that usually the indirect object comes before the direct object. We can use a preposition with the indirect object to inverse the sequence. For example, I gave her a chocolate. Now I gave her a chocolate. I gave a chocolate to her. Here there are two objects. You try to understand. There are always two objects. Sometimes there are two objects in a sentence. So one is direct object and another is indirect object. So here I gave her a chocolate. Okay. Usually the indirect object comes before the direct object. Here I is subject, gave is your verb, her is object, and a chocolate is also object. Okay, so how can we understand which is indirect object and which is direct object? So they have given usually indirect object comes before the direct object. So here her is indirect object and a chocolate is direct object. But if you want to change the sequence in this way, you can use a preposition and sequence can be changed. For example, I gave a chocolate to her. So here a chocolate, this object has come prior and her that has gone afterwards. But one thing you remember, when there are two objects, whichever comes earlier, okay, that is indirect object, and which comes afterward, that is the direct object. So another example I shall give, one or two examples I shall discuss with you, that mm, we can take that I have hand over money to them. So I have hand over money is object and them is also object. These are the two objects over here. Okay, then further part will go through intransitive verbs. So what are the intransitive verbs? Intransitive verbs are self-sufficient and do not require an object to complete their action. So dear students, in a sentence, suppose there is no object, and without object, if the sentence has correct sense, then the verb is intransitive verb. Again I shall repeat, if without object there is a sentence without object, then the verb of that sentence is intransitive verb. For example, the lion roar. Okay, the lion roar, or I talk, or I speak. I speak. This much sentence is there. So no object is there, but some sense is there that you had spoken. So it is, the verb is intransitive verb. I hope you are getting. Some examples of intransitive verb we can discuss over here, dear students. You can see that Lena arrived early this morning. Lena arrived, okay, early this morning. Here no object is there. Arrival of Lena has not affected something. Okay, only early this morning she came, that is another thing. That is not object. The fire burned all night. So fire has not burned the night. Only the fire burned itself all night. Here no object is there. So burn and arrive, these are intransitive verbs. I hope you are getting the idea of transitive and intransitive verbs. Dear students, I shall just in nutshell, I shall explain you. So dear students, now just I shall explain you in nutshell and I shall revise the things what today we have already discussed. First thing is that we have discussed that what is an object. So object is the part of sentence which is affected by the action of the subject, and verb verb indicates that that action, what action has been done on object by the subject, that is indicated by the verb, because verb is a verb is an action word. So dear students, object you have understood. I have given example for that. That again one example will take that I took I took the pen. You have taken. I took the pen. So action of taking has been happened, but on what? On the pen. Therefore, the pen is object, and the verb which has object, that is transitive verb. Okay, and the verb which does not have any object, that is intransitive verb. Okay, so one example we'll take and we'll stop over here. Transitive verb, I write a letter. Okay, action of writing has been done on later, therefore later is an object, and therefore here write is transitive verb. Okay, she came. She came, but came is verb. So her action of coming has not affected on something. This is the sentence without any object. She came. Here no object is there. Therefore, this verb came is intransitive verb over here. Dear students, I hope now you must have understood the concept of transitive and intransitive verb. And with this, uh, I hope you will again go through this video and you will try to understand the things. Uh, the remaining part of this unit will discuss in the next video. So don't forget to go through the next video so that the concept of transitive and intransitive verb will be clearly understood by you. So once again I shall come over there to meet you. Till the time, goodbye.